From strange sightings to mysterious events, these stories are sure to make you question what's real.
Bob, I'm tripping.
So get ready to have your mind blown and beliefs shattered. Because these are no ordinary caught-on-camera moments. These friends were waiting at the central station when they spotted a woman walking across the platform, carrying her things. But there was something strange about her. She didn't have a head. She was just walking around as if waiting for the train. The friends couldn't believe their eyes. They were too scared to approach, unsure if they were seeing things or was the headless woman for real. It was a creepy sight, one that left them in shock. Mysterious portal. A surveillance camera on the street captured an unbelievable scene. A girl stood by the road, waiting to cross. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a portal opened right in front of her. Before she could even react, the portal pulled her in with incredible force. Or it could be the other way around, because what I noticed were the weird hand movements of the girl before the portal opened. It seemed like she willingly went in, rather than being pulled, and then disappeared, leaving no trail behind. Was the girl forced, or was it the plan all along? Let me know. Tiny graduate. In Michigan, a college graduation ceremony took a unique turn when one student made a special entrance. As she walked up to the stage to receive her degree, she wasn't alone. She carried her newborn baby in her gown. The baby stayed close to her throughout the ceremony, even as she proudly accepted her diploma. The sight of a mother balancing both a milestone and motherhood was heartwarming and unforgettable. It was a moment that stood out among the crowd, creating a lasting impression on everyone who witnessed the extraordinary and beautiful blend of life's big moments. Vanishing passengers. While waiting at the airport, people stood around as usual when, suddenly, one passenger disappeared in the blink of an eye. A woman standing just behind him was left shocked, and the others around her were equally frightened. But this wasn't an isolated incident. A similar incident happened at another airport, where another passenger vanished while sitting in the waiting area. The people nearby were scared and confused, unsure of what they had just witnessed. It was an unsettling moment that no one could explain. Frozen moment. A local was walking through his neighborhood when he noticed a weird thing in the distance. A woman seemed frozen in place, her posture showing she had been walking but had suddenly stopped mid-step. It was as if time had paused for her. After just a few seconds, she snapped back to normal and continued walking as if nothing had happened. The local was confused by what he had seen. It was an odd moment that seemed impossible, yet it had happened right before his eyes.
Bob, I'm tripping.
Mystic movements. A video surfaced online in December 2024 showing a woman making strange hand movements. At first, viewers thought she was just playing around, but then something odd happened. As she moved her hands, the door of a junkyard opened perfectly in sync with her gestures. Was it just a coincidence, or was there more to it? Some people believe she was using some kind of power to control the door, while others thought it was simply a strange coincidence. Whatever the case, it was a sight to behold. Mysterious figure. In June 2024, a video surfaced online showing a strange scene. The camera recorded a man dressed in black going through the security grills. He was passing through, almost like a hologram. And to prove all of this was real, an old woman watched in curiosity and tried to follow, but she couldn't pass through the grills. People online started to speculate that the man might have been a vampire, believing that vampires have the ability to phase through objects. So, a vampire or some other dimensional being that got caught on camera? Comment below your thoughts. portal surprise. While recording the parking lot, the security camera captured a strange thing. A car pulled into the lot, and everything seemed normal at first. But then, right behind the car, a portal suddenly appeared. The driver got out and went toward it, as if drawn to it. Before anyone could understand what was happening, the portal closed and vanished, leaving everyone stunned and confused. Viewers were left thinking, did the driver end up somewhere he wasn't supposed to be? Let's hope he's okay, wherever he is. Magical transformation. Do you believe in magic? Well, if not, check this out. During a show, a woman was showcasing her talents when she bent down, placing her hands in the light in front of her. In a stunning moment, she literally transformed into a young girl right before everyone's eyes. Those watching it live were left in total shock, unsure of what they had just seen. And even the online spectators were left in awe of the girl. Was it a trick, or did she really possess some sort of magical power? Either way, it made everyone speechless. Ocean walker. A fisherman was out fishing in the ocean when he saw an unbelievable sight. Another man was walking in the middle of the ocean. Yes, you heard that right, walking on the water. From a distance, he looked like an ordinary human, but there was something strange about him. His movements were smooth, like he possessed powers no one could explain. The fisherman couldn't believe his eyes, thinking if what he was seeing was real or if it was some kind of strange illusion. Either way, it was a sight no one would forget. Glowing orb. On December 29th, 2024, in Michigan, a homeowner stood in front of her house at night when a strange thing happened. A small glowing orb appeared out of nowhere, moving as if it was exploring her. She could feel a strong energy surrounding her as it moved nearby. According to her, the orb wasn't just any light. It felt like someone from her star family had made contact. Whether she was truly experiencing an otherworldly scene or not, it left her with a sense of wonder and mystery that she couldn't shake. Unnatural eyes. This strange video surfaced online, sparking a wave of speculation. It showed the Queen at an event, standing calmly until her eyes seemed to change. In a brief moment, they appeared dark and unnatural, unlike normal human eyes. The footage quickly spread, sparking theories that had been whispered about for years. Many believe this was proof of an alien lizard race hiding among world leaders. Obviously, skepticism was there, but for those who believed, it was another sign that the truth was stranger than anyone imagined. Shadow figure. A homeowner was looking out of his window when he noticed a creepy sight. On the wall of the neighbor's house, a black humanoid shadow appeared. The odd part was, there was no one standing in front of it to cast the shadow. It was just there, standing against the wall. The homeowner couldn't explain it, and it looked like a shadow figure. The strange sight left him unsettled, unsure of what he had just seen, but it was a creepy moment that stayed with him. Invisible force. A surveillance camera captured a strange moment when a woman was casually walking down the street. Suddenly, out of nowhere, she was thrown backward by an invisible force. There was no one near her, and no clear reason for what happened. The footage showed her being lifted off the ground as if pulled by something unseen. Some people thought it was just an accident, but others were convinced more unnatural was at play. Whatever the cause, the strange video left many unanswered queries. Invisible force. In Qingdao, China, a normal day turned bizarre at an intersection. Two large vans rolled forward, when suddenly, without warning, they lifted into the air and were pushed backward as though an invisible force had grabbed them. There was no explosion, no visible impact, just the surreal sight of heavy vehicles being tossed around like toys. Witnesses were stunned, unable to explain what had just happened. Some blamed strong winds, while others speculated more mysteries were at play. Whatever the cause, it made everyone think about the true nature of the force behind it. Living rain. Raining water is normal, but raining like this doesn't seem real. A video surfaced online that got everyone talking. From downtown in a city, the footage showed it raining live chickens. As they hit the ground, they started moving around like any normal animal. But it didn't seem right. No one could explain how it happened or why. The strange sight had people puzzled and questioning the laws of nature. Was it a freak accident, or was there more mystery behind the bizarre downpour? Unblinking mystery.
To a freer, safer world because of George Bush.
In 1992, a video surfaced of Barbara Bush, the former First Lady of the United States, giving an interview. Viewers quickly noticed an odd thing. Throughout the entire conversation, her eyes never blinked. They remained wide open, with no sign of the usual eye movement. This unusual behavior sparked a wave of theories. Some claimed it was a sign of an alien presence, while others believed it was a strange quirk. Yet no one knows reality. What do you say?
To a safer, freer world because of George Bush.
Mysterious man's power. Bizarre footage surfaced showing a strange encounter in broad daylight. 5 individuals approached a man, seemingly trying to stop him. But what happened next was beyond belief. Instead of responding, the man raised his hand into the air. In an instant, a flash of light froze the group in place, leaving them motionless. Moments later, he lowered his hand, and the people were effortlessly taken down, one by one, as if an invisible force had knocked them out. Calmly, the man passed by, continuing on his way, leaving everyone stunned and thinking about what just happened. Missing upper body. One evening, a local was crossing a bridge on his way home when he noticed someone standing at the edge. As he got closer, he got scared. There, in front of him, were only the lower legs and torso of a humanoid figure, with the upper body completely missing. It was as if the top half of the figure had vanished into thin air. He froze, unable to comprehend what he was seeing. Fortunately, no one ever heard of this strange sight again. Unseen strangers. CCTV footage captured a group of people strolling down the street, but something was off. Their faces appeared strangely distorted, like they weren't entirely human. At first glance, it might seem like early Halloween masks, but their movements were unsettling, almost robotic. No further information surfaced about who they were or what happened, leaving the footage unexplained. As people watched, they couldn't shake the feeling that they had witnessed beyond the ordinary. What exactly had they seen that day? Dragged by the unknown. A man was casually walking down a quiet corridor when he suddenly collided with an invisible force. Confused, he stumbled back, but before he could process what happened, a dark shadow materialized. In a flash, he was dragged across the floor as if an unseen force had taken hold of him. Panicked, he kicked and thrashed, fighting to break free. Finally, he managed to escape and rush to his feet, fleeing without looking back. The CCTV footage remained and scared its viewers. Mysterious circles. A strange video surfaced online showing a giant, perfectly circular shape in the middle of nowhere, situated in a remote hilly area. The size of the circle was unlike anything anyone had ever seen, clearly much too large to have been created by humans. The mystery deepened when a family reported seeing a similar, though much smaller, circle on top of a mountain. While the first one seemed to be an unexplainable phenomenon, and the second one left people wondering if this was all a bizarre coincidence or part of a far stranger. Moose on water. A group of tourists were boating on a calm lake when they saw an unbelievable sight. A moose was running across the water, just to the right of them. They were stunned, not sure if their eyes were playing tricks on them, but it didn't stop there. The moose continued running all the way across the lake and then headed into the woods. Now with humans, we can say it was pre-planned or a hoax. But how can an animal walk on plain water, if not under the influence of some demonic entity? Reflection mystery. This woman was simply recording herself in the mirror, but what she caught on camera was far from ordinary. As she filmed, her reflection seemed to move on its own, her eyes shifting in ways she hadn't made them. The woman stood still, unaware of the strange movement, but what truly left viewers unsettled was how her reflection looked different, odd, almost unnatural compared to her real movements. What was going on? It might be a glitch, or it's possible that it might be something far stranger. Waterbender. A video appeared online showing a man making strange hand movements. At first, people thought he was just playing around, but then the water started moving, following his gestures perfectly. It wasn't just a coincidence. Every time he moved his hands, the waves reacted. Viewers watched in shock as he controlled the water with ease. Some claimed he had a rare hydrokinetic ability, the power to bend water in all its forms. They even called him the last waterbender. Real or not, it was a sight to behold. Shapeshifter, mystery girl. A video surfaced online that made viewers in disbelief. It showed a young girl descending from a tree, but as she lowered herself, her feet appeared to touch the tree branches strangely. They didn't seem to be on the ground. As she finally landed, her feet seemed to come from beneath the branches before she set foot on the ground. The unusual way she moved sparked wild theories. Some even suggested she might be a shapeshifter, capable of defying natural laws. No one could explain how it happened, leaving many surprised and wondering. Walking bag. Have you ever seen a video that left you completely clueless? If not, take a look at this one. The footage came from downtown, where, in the middle of the road, a plastic bag appeared to be walking. Yes, you heard that right. A plastic bag walking across the street. It was so bizarre, I had to resist calling it ghost bag. No one could explain this strange sight, and the people who are going to call it Just Wind should watch it again and again and again till you change your mind. Vanished suddenly.
A man walks out of a house, and in an instant, it looks like he's beamed up to outer space.
Late one night in Houston, a man stepped out of his house and was heading somewhere when, in a sudden flash of light, he disappeared. It looked unreal. The security camera captured everything. 1 second, he was walking toward his car, and the next, he vanished into thin air. The bizarre footage quickly spread, leaving everyone unsettled. Some believed he had been taken by something not of this world, maybe even an alien abduction. Since then, no one has heard anything about him, and the mystery still remains unsolved.
Stop recording, and you had walked out of frame and it looked like you disappeared.
Rainbow's End. While traveling on a quiet road, a group of travelers spotted a rainbow that seemed to touch the ground right in front of them. Excited, they rushed toward the vibrant colors, reaching out as if they could grab the light itself. Then, the old story popped into their minds. Where's the pot of gold? According to Irish folklore, leprechauns hide their gold at the end of the rainbow, but as they neared the spot, it became clear that some wonders are meant to be admired, not captured. The end seemed close, yet it was still far away. Frozen moment. You've heard of glitches in the Matrix, but what about seeing one? A caretaker was recording his birds inside their cage when this weird sight happened. The birds were all running around, but then, without warning, they suddenly stopped. Every single one of them. If just one had stopped, it might have made sense. But all of them frozen in place? It was completely bizarre. The caretaker stood there, confused, until one of the birds started moving again. After witnessing the odd scene, he decided it was time to leave. Headless figure. A man was recording the thick fog around him and his group of hikers struggling to move through it. But then, something strange happened. His camera caught a man standing right in front of it. At first, he looked normal, but when the footage was zoomed in, it revealed a terrifying thing. The man was headless. The recorder didn't notice at first, but once he saw it on camera, he surely couldn't shake the image. It was a sight that would stay with him for a long time. Floating tree. You might have seen many strange things, but this one tops them all. A local was driving home late at night when he spotted a bizarre sight on the left side of the road. It was a tree floating in the air. The tree slowly passed by his car, defying all logic. He couldn't believe his eyes. As he watched it disappear into the night, confusion took over him. That was the night he didn't sleep, unable to shake off the image of the floating tree. Water divide. The strange footage left onlookers baffled. A perfect line divided the water, one side dark and murky, the other calm and smooth. It seemed like a glitch in reality. A few daring individuals walked along the mysterious divide, their feet splashing in the contrasting waters. Was it a trick of nature, a clash of currents, or something beyond explanation? The scene felt unreal, as if the world itself had split in two. Videos spread online, sparking theories, some scientific, others wild. But one thing was clear: nature had created something straight out of a dream. Mysterious object. A resident was enjoying the beautiful evening views from his apartment when he saw a weird thing. A giant object was flipping and moving through the air, heading straight toward him. Scared, he quickly stepped aside, hoping it wouldn't hit him. But just seconds later, the object vanished. There was nothing in the sky anymore. It disappeared as mysteriously as it had appeared. After a closer look, he realized the object resembled a door floating in midair. The bizarre sight made him confused about what he had just witnessed. Bouncing mystery. While hiking through the woods with his dog, a hiker found himself in a strange spot where the ground wasn't solid. Instead, it felt like a trampoline. As he stepped onto the land, he started bouncing up and down, almost as if he were jumping on a trampoline. His dog was also caught up in the strange bounce, adding to the confusion. Viewers who saw the footage couldn't believe their eyes. It was a bizarre moment that felt unreal about what was really going on. Paul McCartney mystery. Some people can even outsmart nature, and this video is proof. A strange video surfaced online, sparking wild theories. The man in the foreground appeared to be Paul McCartney, or Fall McCartney, a name given by those who believe the real Paul was replaced in the 1960s. But the real mystery was the man behind him. With round glasses and a familiar look, he resembled John Lennon. Fans went crazy right after this, yet no one got the real answer for that, and it still remained unknown. Mysterious swing. A man took his kids to the park for a day out. After some playtime, they all relaxed in the car. That's when they noticed an odd thing: a swing moving all by itself. It wasn't just a small swing. It was rocking back and forth like an invisible hand was pushing it. The man, shocked, kept his kids in the car, unsure of what to make of it. No wind seemed to be blowing, but when the camera turned, the trees told a different story. Superhero in sky. You've probably heard of superheroes, but have you ever seen one? A strange footage recently surfaced online, showing a man dressed in a Superman costume soaring through the sky. He zoomed around, flying effortlessly like something straight out of a comic book. People watching the video started to wonder that superheroes might really exist among us. Many now believe this footage might be proof that the extraordinary is closer than we think, blurring the lines between fantasy and reality. Unseen entity. A security camera in a hospital captured a truly weird thing. The footage showed a small, dark humanoid figure standing next to a patient's bed. The strange part? The figure was clearly visible on the camera, but no one in the room could see it. People even walked right through it, unaware of its presence. To those who saw the footage, it was hard to explain. Some believed it was a ghost, caught on camera in a place where the line between the living and the unseen seemed to blur. Legs in yard. A home security camera captured a truly bizarre sight. The family dog was seen barking at someone outside the house, and it looked like its attention was fixed on something that was moving. Then, out of nowhere, a pair of disembodied legs sprinted across the yard. The dog, startled by the strange figure, ran in circles, clearly spooked. Just as quickly as the legs had appeared, they vanished just after crossing the house, and fortunately for the homeowners, it didn't appear again, leaving nothing behind. Mirror portal.
Through the mirror into the other one, it becomes like a window.
In 2001, a woman unknowingly opened a portal through her mirror. She recorded the whole experience, starting by simply touching the mirror, then placing her face into it. As her curiosity grew, she decided to step inside. To her amazement, she found herself in a vast, endless mart. The aisles stretched far beyond what seemed possible, with no one in sight. According to the onlookers, the woman entered some kind of a mirror world, but unfortunately, she wasn't able to return.
3, 2, 1. Whoa.
Ghostly figure. In Mexico, a surveillance camera captured an unsettling sight one night. A shadowy figure appeared out of nowhere on an empty road. It floated slowly across the street, its form barely visible in the dark. The figure moved with a weird calmness, crossing from one side of the road to the other. Just as quietly as it had appeared, it disappeared into the darkness. The footage made people talk, especially in Mexico. After that, people started to avoid places like this just to make sure they don't come across this weird ghost. The levitating leaf.
Okay, this is crazy, look.
While walking down the street, a woman noticed a pile of leaves on the left side of the road. Among them, one leaf stood out. It was levitating in the air, with no visible support. Intrigued and a bit puzzled, she reached out, picked it up, and tossed it back into the air. To her surprise, the leaf remained floating, hovering in place as if defying gravity. It seemed almost as if she had some magical power, but no one could explain how or why this strange phenomenon happened. 3 suns in the sky. While exploring in Kazakhstan, an adventurer stumbled upon an unbelievable sight. Up in the sky, not 1 or 2, but 3 bright, shining objects hovered together. They weren't just bright, they looked like suns, glowing in perfect sync at the same spot. It was an odd sight that almost felt like a glitch in the Matrix. The adventurer couldn't shake the feeling that this wasn't natural, and without a second thought, he decided to leave the area as quickly as possible. Some things were too strange to understand. Doppelganger on live TV.
Relationship between ourselves and the EU.
During a live news broadcast, a reporter was delivering her political segment when viewers noticed something odd. Behind her, a woman stood in the background, looking strikingly similar to the reporter herself. The resemblance was uncanny, leading many to wonder if news reporters had body doubles. Some even speculated that it was a glitch in the Matrix, while others suggested it was a carefully crafted illusion. In today's world of fake news and deepfakes, it's hard to know what to believe. Was it just an odd coincidence, or did something more mysterious happen that day on live TV?
Ourselves and the EU once Brexit happens.
Moving chair. One evening, a homeowner was sorting through his old belongings in the backyard when he noticed a strange thing. His chair, sitting by itself, began to move. There was no wind to explain it, and it wasn't just swaying gently. It moved as though someone invisible was sitting in it, gently rocking back and forth. The scene felt weird, and the homeowner couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching him. Could it have been a ghost? Unsure, he decided it was time to get rid of the chair, fearing whatever force might be attached to it. Better safe than sorry. The Haunted Book. In the early hours of the morning, a security camera in a library captured a creepy sight. At 5:36 a.m., with no one around, a book suddenly flew off the shelf, landing in a strange way. It didn't lie flat. Instead, it stood perfectly balanced on its edge. The library staff tried to recreate this bizarre moment, but couldn't. What made it even stranger was the book's title. It included the word spiritual, leading many to believe that something unseen had made its presence known. The subscriber's pick. Two strangers stepped into an elevator, ready for a quick ride. But as the doors closed, something unusual happened. One of them, wearing a playful grin, leaned in behind the other and sniffed her hair. It was so sudden and unexpected that the girl froze, looking back with a mix of confusion and surprise. The silence in the elevator made the whole thing feel even stranger. Everyone wondered why someone would do such a thing, leaving the moment hanging in the air.